Anyone trying to outdo you is going to fail something serious. Why can't they be original? It's a mystery you don't want to solve. Let's have our discussion for today. There are so many people out here doing things in this world that everybody can gain inspiration and be themselves and go off and be great. And it's one of the most amazing things that you will ever experience in your life. So, why prevent yourself from doing that by wanting to not be your true, authentic self? There's so much a person can do, so many different ways you can do your thing. There's so many different ways for you to be original and for you to make fun out of your life. All right. So that way, if people try to make fun of your life, you'll be having so much fun in it, it won't even make a difference. All right. But you'll have people that will say bad things about you, make fun of you, laugh at you, talk about you behind your back, possibly even to your face. But then we'll go out and try to be just like you. So most people out here are involved in what you call destiny swap. All right. They may try to replace their life with yours. They may try to replace your destiny with theirs. And it's a process in which an individual examines your life, and what they will try to do is will try to hold you back. And a lot of us have gotten out of these situations, and we're not going back to them because we realize what it is. We see people for who they are. We see the things that are being done in the dark. They're coming to the light as far as people dealing with us and their interactions with us. All right. We can see it as clear as day. We can see through all the bad intentions trying to be forced upon us. So they're trying to outdo you, but they're going to fail something serious, because in order to outdo you, they would have to really, really go hard. But they are not in it to win it like you are. And they just don't know what you have planned. So by default, competing or trying to outdo someone, they'll constantly have to wait to see what your next move is to make a move. And that's holding themselves back. That is postponing their own success. That is not allowing them to do what is their own calling, or allow them to get their own blessings, or make sure that they're living according to the path that their life is supposed to be moving on. But people don't take that into consideration, except a chosen few. So only a few of us knew right off the back that it's okay to use somebody else's template. It's okay to gain inspiration from others, but to try to outdo someone for the purposes of competition or being better, or to be rubbing in the face of someone, that's a toxic trait. That's a toxic way to be. That is a toxic mindset. That is a mindset that believes in lack. That is a mindset that believes that if you go win, there's not going to be enough for me. That is a mindset that doesn't allow an individual to truly reach their fullest potential, because they're constantly always on the lookout for who they could be better than, instead of being better than the person that they saw yesterday when they looked in the mirror. So it really depends on what you have in mind and what you have in store for your own life. But most people aren't thinking that way. Most people are uncreative, and are using someone else's template and piggybacking off the ideas of others. And it's different when people do that and just go off and find a way to make something happen for themselves. But for them to try and make it a point to get you to hear it, or to get you to witness it, or to get you to be involved, it's all just to try to lower your spirit, and it's just to make you question your reality and make you feel bad about yourself. And I know some people don't see it this way. They look at you like, oh, that's weak, or oh, that's soft, or oh, blah, blah, blah. But the thing is, they're gaslighting you to your face, because if they have something that they're doing, they probably won't even tell you, or they probably wouldn't even make it so you could find out. But you'll have those who either are in your business or spreading your business or letting other people know your business, because it's all one big competition against you. And you have to be wareful and careful, because people will try and meddle your plans. People will try and copy things that you do in hopes of becoming successful. But what they're really doing is they're only wasting their time, because it's only a matter of time before one catches on and begins to keep their ideas to themselves, and to not make moves so loudly, or make moves so people will be aware of what they're going to do next. So those coworkers, those certain relatives or family members, or certain neighbors, certain people in your life, you have to make sure that you're always on whatever type of time they're on, in the sense of you're aware of the type of spirit that they have, so that way you don't get hurt, or you don't get yourself into any trouble, or you don't get postponed or held back, or someone try to swap destinies, or someone try to get you to be tricked out of your spot, or someone make you uh, fall back on what it is you're doing. All right. People love to try, when they're in competition, is to get you focused on something else. So that way you won't be focused on what you're supposed to be focused on. So you have to be careful of that as well. All right. You have to always be able to stay focused when you have your mind on something that you want to accomplish. All right. When you have those goals, when you have those dreams, all right, and you make sure that pretty much, no one is aware of what you're trying to achieve, because when the wrong person finds out, it's going to be a game that they turn it into. All right, they're going to turn your whole life into a game. So when the wrong person finds out about how you do things or how you move, they're going to turn your life into a game, and this person is going to be playing with you right in your face, and in hopes that you don't see it, or they may not care if you see it, depending on the situation that you're in. Like certain jobs, they know that you may have to work there, but they're playing you straight in your face, disrespecting you, talking down to you, copying you, berating you, being irate, and all these things, trying to make you uncomfortable, all right, trying to cause you to, feel anxiety or feel pressured, or like you don't belong. So anyone trying to outdo you is about to fail something serious. They're not in it to win it like you are, and they're unaware of what it takes. All right, they may have an idea, but they don't know fully just how hard you can go. They don't know what you really have planned. They don't know your full and total agenda. And whatever you have planned, all right, you have to make sure that it doesn't get out. Only all right, because sometimes, when you're trying to get a new promotion, or you're trying to move up in management, or you're working towards a raise, or you're about to switch jobs, all right, people can't know, because what they'll do is, they'll make things difficult for you. You'll go to switch your job, they'll give you a 2 weeks notice or something, or you'll go to give them a 2 weeks notice, and they'll oh, we got to sit you down, Mr. So and so, Mrs. So and so, and they're letting you go. You never know how people are going to move. You never know how people are going to operate. And when you sense certain things from people, you got to trust that, because your intuition is very strong. And your intuition always knows. All right, it always knows what's right, and it always knows which moves to make. All right, because it's directly connected to the Most High. And when you make decisions based against it, you're basically taking the chance of ruining your life or making things harder for yourself than they need to be, because your intuition is always going to be there for you to let you know uh, what you are doing is either right or wrong by the confirmation of the hawk, by the way that you feel. All right, your intuition is going to let you know by the confirmation of the hawk, the spirit of truth, and also by also by how you feel about certain situations, certain places, certain individuals out here. All right, so you have to you have to pay strong attention to your intuition. That's why it's good to eat good food. It's good to eat healthy. It's good to eat certain foods. Our certain foods make you more alert, make you more aware. You're able to maintain more energy, which allows your intuition to be stronger, your discernment to be stronger. All right, these things all allow you to be more powerful and to be able to deal with those that you might not should be dealing with, or a place where you might not should be working, or certain people you should no longer be talking to or seeing. These things, your intuition will let you know and make you aware, all right? And you don't want to ignore it, because that could result in a bad situation for you, all right? So you're always going to want to trust that, and you're always going to want to listen to what it's telling you, all right? Especially when you're into you're into a new job, or you're into a new warehouse, or you're into a new position, or you just got this new whatever it might be. All right, you have to definitely listen to your intuition, because it's going to let you know via how you feel if something is right or wrong. All right, always listen to your intuition. But those that are trying to outdo you, they're going to fail something serious, because they don't have the full template. They don't have the full blueprint. They don't have the full schematics. All right. They don't know exactly how you do what it is you do. All right. Because what you do, when you do, how you do it effortlessly and easily. That's why it's good to pick out something that you're meant to do, something that you love to do, something that you're good at. But when people are competing against you, they only can move after you. All right, they can only take a step after you. Imagine playing a game, but you can only make an advancement or make progress after somebody else's. That's the incorrect way to play the game. That's not the right way to play the game. You don't play the game based off of others' movements. You play the game based off of how you want to move and see if it does well. All right, you take chances, you take losses, but you make up for them eventually. All right. And that's what odds has showed me. All right, the odds of somebody doing something, failures versus wins, losses versus wins. All right, the person that does not give up and the person that stays optimistic always has more wins than losses. All right, and sometimes those losses are actually small wins in the making, because you actually get to learn from them, and you see how your mistakes affected your life choices. Or I mean your choices and your decisions affected your life. And then if it was a mistake, you see how the things you do and the decisions you make affect your life. And then you look at the choices you've made and examine them, so that way you don't go back and make a mistake. All right, forgive me, because a mistake is something that you do twice. Not to, like, you get burnt by the stove, you touch the stove again, that was a mistake. All right. But if you do something wrong the first time and you're just learning from life, that's not a mistake. That's learning. All right. So you always want to learn from life. All right. So to see where we're at here. All right. They're trying to outdo you because they're low key trying to be better than you. All right. They're trying to outdo you because they're low key trying to be better than you. And there's no reason for someone to try to be better than someone else. All right. Because that just doesn't do anything for your personal growth. All right. Trying to be better than someone else actually slows you down, because this person is going in their own direction and you're slowly but surely following after them. So trying to be better than other people, it only puts you in second place. Trying to be better than somebody else, unless you're actually in a competition against them, you're not going to win anything except for what this person has for themselves. If you're okay with living somebody else's life and being a carbon copy, then that's up to you. But for somebody else who has in mind, and has a plan for what they want to do, and all you could do is repeat the things that you see of what this person is doing, then that's not really you using your mind. That's not you taking the time to take any risks. There's slow to no show of growth there. All right, there might be some, but it's not as much as it would be if you were to do your own thing. All right, so those competing against you, they're not doing their own thing. They're trying to be better than you at doing your thing, and that really doesn't make sense. All right, it doesn't make sense for a person to try to be better than someone else when you could be better than yourself. You could be your best self. All right, so that's the goal, ladies and gentlemen. The goal is to become your best self. The goal is to become your greatest version. The goal is to do things, all right, in silence, do things in secret, do things without people having to know. You don't need to tell anybody your next move. You don't need to tell anyone what you have going on. You don't need to tell someone what you have planned, all right? Now, if you have some good people in your corner, that's cool, but you don't even want to tell them stuff until you get it done, all right? Because afterwards, it makes no difference anyhow. All right, you don't want to face that embarrassment, or you don't want any, you don't want to deal with any unforced guilt. All right, you don't want to have to force yourself to be guilty or feel guilty. Not that you would, but sometimes you know how it is when you say something and it doesn't work out. You tend to feel a little bit disappointed more than if you just kept it to yourself. All right, so those that are trying to outdo you, they're going to suffer miserably, all right? Because they're not going to win against you. They're trying to come up against you and beat you at your own game, all right? It's very difficult to beat people at their own game. You can, but it really doesn't result in anything for the other person. They could try to beat you at your own game if they want to, but the thing is, it's your game. You know how to play it. You can start over when you want. You could you could create new players. You could start something new, do something different. Like, imagine trying to be better at someone at something, and then they go off and do something else. It's like, oh man, that person is not going to all the enjoyment is going to be taken out of it, because what they're trying to do is beat you, and if they can't beat you, then there's no satisfaction left for them. All right, so that's why it's just trying to be better than someone else at something, unless you all are fighting for the same position, is really a waste of time, and truly is a waste of time. What are you learning, right, from going off and doing something that someone else is doing, or doing someone else's thing? What do you learn from that? Not much. Unless it's something that you love to do or something that you desire to do, then it would make sense. But to just try to be better than someone because they're doing something and you want to be doing something too, it only makes the situation weird between you and them, because it shows the other person that you have this untapped, this unresolved conflict in you toward this person. And when they're doing something, you feel the need to say or tell or show, or present yourself in a way to where it looks like you're also having motion or doing something, or also working towards something and being successful, which is great, I might add. But the thing is, you don't have to present yourself in such a way to other people to try to look a certain way, or get them to look at you a certain way, or to get them to feel a certain way about you. All those things are extremely unnecessary. And what it's going to do is it's going to make certain people who you're competing against look at you like you need to grow a little bit more. All right, they're not going to look down on you, but they're just going to probably be wary of you, and they may not have so much to deal with you, because that's kind of like a parasitic type of energy, and a lot of positive people don't like to be around that because it's draining. All right, it's draining to have people with that type of spirit, because it takes the fun out of what you do. Nobody wants to be bored and have the fun taken out of the things that they want to do. All right, you don't want to have something be so fun and enjoy it and love doing it, and then now it's like you hate doing it. You don't want to do it anymore. It's not the thing to do for you anymore when it was something that you love to do. All right, so you definitely don't want that either. All right, but also, it doesn't allow the person to find out who they are. All right, that's what life is about. Life is about finding out what you like. Life is about finding what you want to do. Most people aren't self-sufficient enough or have enough self-esteem or self-aware enough to even know what it is they want to do. Most people don't know what they want to do. All right. When you know what you want to do, you're extremely blessed because you have the idea of what you want to do. You have ideas that you want to use. All right. You have a whole format of what you have plans for to do in your mind. You just have to stay focused, get into a focused environment, work on those things, and put as much time and energy into them as you need to, so that way you can get there. But a lot of people who end up trying to outdo other people, they end up failing miserably because why? They don't end up ever finding out what they were truly put here to do. And that's how you fail in life, by never finding out what you're here to do, because it's basically like you not even trying. All right, it's basically like you didn't go through the darkness, you didn't figure out what it is you like to do, what you love to do, and figure out how to do that or become that. You rather just saw what someone else was doing and got stuck in competition mode for whatever reasons of how you maybe have feeling at the time. All right, so I mean, and wise people only notice because they were either going through it and took themselves out of it. All right, there was times where I found myself possibly in a role where I was competing against somebody else, but then I snapped out of it because I'm like, this isn't doing anything for me. I don't need to have better anything than anyone. I can be myself. People can accept me for who I am or not, and I can do things at my own time. I can do things at my own pace. I don't have to be better than this one. They could be better than me right now. I'm going to be better than who I am tomorrow. And it's not about being better than somebody else. It's about being better than me. And it's about not being bitter. It's about not being hurt. It's about not being mad or upset over, what you see out in the world, but working on yourself and curtailing how you feel and how you program yourself to think, to, focus on what you want and get what you want out of life, so that way you can feel good. Because if you ever feel like competing against someone, that may be a signal to you that there's something that you need to go do that you like to do. And if you like to do something, if you feel the feelings of jealousy over what somebody else is doing, that means you need to go get into that field, not compete against that person, but that means you need to enter into that field as well and compete against the clock, or race against yourself, and compete against time, which is just competing against yourself. All right. And find out what it is you like to do and go out and do it and go out and be it. But competing against other people, trying to outshine someone else, trying to outdo someone else, you're going to fail miserably. You're going to miss your blessing. All right. It could have been something that was planned for you that you missed by trying to do something that you saw somebody else doing. If you had waited a couple of days, or if you had just chilled out and just, SpongeBob and Patrick magic conched it out, magic conch shell. No, they just sat there and waited, and then some stuff fell out the sky. If you, God knows what we want. Sometimes when we try and things may not happen, you sit there, you wait, you be patient, you wait on God, still while working to make things happen, but you wait on Him with faith. All right, you don't just give up your faith. Well, ain't nothing happening. Screw this. All right, no, you don't give up your faith, and you allow things to happen for you while putting in work for yourself, while doing things for yourself. If you want to be double safe, hey, I can't knock that. Wait, be patient and wait on the Lord, but also make sure some things are happening for you with your own patience. Be patient and wait on yourself as well, as far as what we can do, because we don't just want to be sitting around and doing nothing expecting God to do everything. All right. So yeah, all right, anyone trying to outdo you, it's not going to be looking good for them, because they're never going to figure out what they're supposed to be doing. They're supposed to be outdoing themselves. All right, you're supposed to be outperforming yourself. That's who you're supposed to be outdoing. That's who you're supposed to be outperforming. You're not supposed to be outperforming you're not supposed to be outperforming your neighbor. You're not supposed to be outperforming your coworker. You're not unless that's what the job entails. And if that's the case, then you be, let bygones be bygones, and it's a competition at that point. But it's on a mature level to where you gotta bust them. They know they gotta take it out on you, but it's no harm, no foul kind of thing. Only a few people can amass that amount of wisdom, all right, to just be able to accept the loss and the defeat and take it on home, like boxers do. If you're in a situation to where you know you got to fight and somebody got to win or somebody got to lose, what do they do at the end? They shake each other's hand and congratulate each other on being a worthy opponent, because what? They were competing against each other. They knew what it was when they stepped into the ring. When somebody's competing against you and that's the position you're going for, you know what it is. As soon as you step onto the battlefield, you already know. All right, but when it's not no battlefield, when it's not no ring, when it's not no competition you stepping into, and people just want to outright compete, that's when things get a little get miserable for people, and that's when things get out of hand, and that's when people end up missing their blessing, because instead of focusing on themselves and taking care of what God wanted them to do, and being patient and waiting on the Lord to show them some things, you know, they feel the need to try to step in, step up, you know, try to insert themselves into what you have going on, into your thoughts and into your frequency and into your mind, by having to do things because you're doing something, and then putting it, you know, making you aware of it, like that's going to have some effect on you. You know, that's good that other people are doing things. Like they think because they're doing something, it's supposed to make you feel some type of way, but they were the ones that originally had that feeling towards you. They were the ones who felt some type of way toward you, but tried to reverse it on you and make you feel like you were the one that felt that way towards them. All right, and it doesn't get any more interesting than that, y'all. All right, so it is what it is. It is what it is. All right, people are going to wake up one day and realize that they wasted a good amount of time competing against others when there was really no competition at all. All right, and unless you're in a race with someone, unless you're competing against someone, like they think dressing better than you is going to have an effect on you. All you care about is dressing nice. All right, some of you that dress really nice and don't care about anyone seeing you, don't care how other people take it. You're dressing good for you. You're dressing good for God. You're dressing good for the person that you see when you look in the mirror. All right, you know who you represent. You want to be looking good, feeling good, and smelling good. It's not a competition, but because you dress nice, you'll have people who will try to outdress you and put themselves in front of you and make it impossible for you not to see them and their new drip and all these things. And that's okay. It's okay for people to have better things than you. That's wonderful. But you're not going, they expect you to be hurt over the fact that they're winning. All it's going to do is make you want to win. Why would you be hurt over the fact that something good happened for somebody else? The reason why they have to rub it in your face is because they're the ones that are hurt over your progress. You're not hurt over their progress. They're feeling some type of way over your achievements. They're feeling some type of way over congratulating you. They're feeling some type of way over your accomplishments. It's not the other way around. You would want nothing more for them but to win. Nothing more for them but to get the trophy. Nothing more for them than to get a positive opportunity come their way. You do not hate on anybody. It's just, it blows our mind to see people try to make us hate on them all the time. It doesn't make sense. Why would we, blessed children of the Most High, be the hawk of truth? Why would we, blessed children of the Most High, get a sty in our eye when somebody else is winning? All right, it doesn't put a sty in my eye to see you win. It doesn't put a sty in my eye to see you smile or enjoy yourself. All right, but it gets a little uncomfortable when it's like they have to purposefully put the win in your face. That's when it makes a person like, because it's like you don't understand it. And like sometimes people get frustrated over what they don't understand. And it's like people aren't generally happy for people to win anyway. And just because you aren't happy for somebody to win, it doesn't make you a hater. All right. If you're not trying to stop them, if you're not getting in the way, if you're not, giving them the stank ugly face, if you're able to contain how you feel and make sure that it doesn't have a negative effect on somebody else, that's not hating. You may just feel some type of way that you're not winning yourself, but that's not hating. All right. Hating is putting somebody down. Hating is not being able to at least give somebody a head nod. Even if you can't do that, that's fine. But as long as you're keeping it to yourself and you realize that, you know what, I got to work on that. I couldn't congratulate this person today. They won. That wasn't right. All right, it's all about finding out what you don't like about yourself, turning it around, turning your mind around so you could turn your life around. That's what we do here. We turn our mind around so we could turn our life around. It's a very important thing, very healthy thing. All right, very, very impactful thing. All right. So I would like to thank you for watching this video. Smash the like button, smash the share button, and don't forget to subscribe because it's so many important videos we haven't even dropped yet. Oh my goodness. I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.